What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Friends with Words podcast, episode number 4. My very special guest today is Mr. Nick Chambers. Today on the pod, we're going to talk about storytelling, his Fake Song Friday series, voting, producing comedy shows, and whether popularity outweighs talent. Without further ado, here's our conversation.
Oh, I know this guy. Mm-hmm. This is the cat guy.
Exactly, yeah, this one. That actually goes with you. You will always be known, I guess, to me as make him come Joe. Like that's like the make him come to. Like how is this? I kind of explain this is me personally, but I think you're kind of more of a storyteller. Is that normally how you started with comedy, or
when I first thought about being a comedian, my thing was like, it's difficult to handle like not a joke not landing. Mm-hmm. Even just joking around with my friends or family or whatever. If you say a joke that's not funny, they'll get you. So you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to have that whole punchline and just leave you dead.
Right. So my whole thing was like I wanted to be like a Mitch Hedberg type person, like just one line. So if I say something that doesn't go over, all right, on to the next thing. And then even in talking regularly, as you'll see as we do this, it's difficult for me to be concise. Yeah. Like even when I would tell stories, people at work, they're like, all right, just listening to me. Because as I'm telling it, I'm remembering, and then there was this thing over here, and then there's all these details that don't necessarily matter to the story.
Yeah. I know some people say like when they start sets, it's not good to do a story, but I mean, obviously you feel the opposite. And has there been like challenges when you started where it's like you want to get people that quick laugh real quick, and then it's like, well, then I got to build all this extra, backup stuff. Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I've seen more people now, like they'll have something to kind of get the audience to know who they are, where they're coming from. And then once you do that, you can kind of do whatever you want. Because they're like, oh, I know this person. This is, they'll be with you. That's what it seems like. So I try and have something in the beginning that's quick and they can
just like a quick ha ha ha.
And then you can tell stories and they'll be patient. Like only I think maybe in the past like 2 or 3, maybe 2 years, I've been comfortable with like I'm talking now and there's not a laugh here, but there's something coming up there, so it's fine. Like not always. All right, I have to have something for people to be laughing at. You can like set things up and set the scene, I guess.
Definitely. And with your shows, I mean, we were talking about it before, but Something Big, the show you run with Al Park, Davis Square Theater, like how did that come together? Like you guys coming together, just like working, hey, we want to do this. Like what was kind of like the genesis of that?
So Ryan Donahue, he started a Strange Behavior show at Zuzu.
Very good show.
It's a great show.
Very good show.
And he built the fan base. Like that dude hustles. Like he promotes everything. So he built that to a point where he could do that at Davis Square Theater once a month. And then when he was moving to New York, he came to me and was like, hey, me and Al, he said, if you guys are interested, I want somebody to take this over if you guys want to do that. So we started doing so. Shout out to Ryan.
Definitely, man. He's been doing his thing. I got up with him last year when he got to JFL in Canada, Montreal. I was out there visiting some friends. No, I wasn't on it, but I was just out there. I was out there to see Chappelle because I hadn't seen Chappelle in like 10 years. The last time I saw Chappelle, he when he went quote unquote crazy, but that's just the media. But
I saw him around that time too.
At Gaines.
Yeah.
So we were saying that. Yeah, this was because I was like. I told people, I was like, yo, Chappelle's coming back. He's like a unicorn. He's not going to come back around. And people were like, oh, I might go to or not. And like, I was, that was like 2006 or 2007, I want to say, when he came back from Africa. And, no, I went to that show solo. And this is.
Me too.
Yeah, I went to the show because nobody wanted to go. Everyone's like, oh, I'm not going to go. It's like, because Chappelle's show had just finished up.
And it sucked.
Yeah, the 3 thing. It was all about the money and everything. It was all, they were trying to get paid.
The best part was seeing it because Chappelle was an artist on how he would introduce those clips. Mm-hmm. He would set it up in a way where you're intrigued. He's not giving it away. But like Charlie Murphy, it's not. Dude, you guys ever go to a grocery store and you see a paper bag? watch this. It's like,
yeah, like what are you talking about? Yeah,
I don't care about.
I think he's a storyteller too, because I saw him when I first started going to comedy shows. I was going to when Comedy Connection was still over in Faneuil Hall. Mm-hmm. And I saw him there. I saw Tracy Morgan there. And it's like, yeah, Charlie Murphy's good, but he's just like, he's a storyteller. It's like, yo, we go and do this, my man, this. And it's just like a long, drawn-out thing. It's not really a lot of punchlines. He just kind of just takes you on a journey. Yeah. But no, the first time I saw Chappelle was like, yeah, about 10 years ago. And then I was going up to Canada for a friend's party. And I saw that Chappelle had extra tickets, so I was like, oh, let me cop these. I haven't seen him in like 10 years, and he was a beast. Mm-hmm. And the day my friends are coming up, I'm chilling in the main hotel and everything, and it's just, dude, it's just crazy. It's like Chris D'Elia's over here, Trevor Noah's over here, what's it called? Eric Andre's getting off the elevator. I'm just chilling in the lobby, just hanging out, just like breaking my neck. And I'm not talking to any of these people because like I don't feel like I'm worthy. I'm probably like in comedy, I want to say maybe a year and a half or so. So I'm just like hanging out, and Ryan comes by with his girl. I'm like, yo, man, I want to try and check out your show, but I didn't have time because it was right after Chappelle's show. But no, if you ever have a chance, like definitely go to JFL, just cause it's just one of the most ridiculous. Like the entire industry's there, and you can actually network there pretty well. Because I was hanging out waiting for my friends to come up, and I just started talking to people, just like. We're just hanging out, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm, like, here from England. You know, I'm pitching this show to Netflix while I'm here. Or so-and-so had, like, this animated thing on YouTube, and we're pitching this to whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, I bumped into Pete Davidson from SNL, and, like, we looked at each other, and I was like, I know you're from something, but I don't know your name. And he looked at me as, like, you just look like you're from something, and then we just kept walking. Like, we gave each other that look like you're somebody from something, and I was like, I know you're from something, I can't picture it, and we just walked past each other. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just the entire industry's there, and it's just go. Just go to Montreal, go there for like one of the weeks. Yeah, well, no, it's like, for a city, Montreal's affordable as shit, dude. Yeah, like it's because it's 18 plus. So it's getting up there will cost you maybe $40 on a bus, and then you can literally find places to stay. Like when I went to see Chappelle, I literally was 3 blocks away from St. Catherine, which is the main thing where everything's going on. Yeah. I stayed there for I think it was like $38 for one night.
What?
Canada's, dude, it's Montreal's cheap, dude. Like people don't realize that. Like it's not that far away. It's really cheap, and that festival is like the mecca of comedy. It's by far the greatest comedy festival. They block off like 3 or 4 blocks, and it's just like comedy shows and food trucks and everything. But it's in July every year. And one of the guys I met, who I was like networking with, we were just hanging out. If I didn't have to meet up with my friends, he wanted to sell me his press pass. It was like a $700 pass. He would sell it to me for like $200. I could have gotten into like Netflix parties and everything. Like it was just like, because people are just mad cool. They're just like, hey, oh, you know, we're selling this thing or whatever. But no, I tell people like just go to JFL just to see it. You can go to shows or whatever, but I mean it's just it was just a crazy experience. It was definitely worth checking out. But
sounds like a move.
No, it was definitely a good time, man. It was definitely a good time. But you were originally a Worcester native. Mm-hmm. What was that like, bro? You got to break that. People don't know. It's a very rough area of Massachusetts.
Every place has its rough areas. I grew up it's one of those things where I didn't know, like, socioeconomically where I stood until I would see, like, on TV shows where they show, like, a poorer family. I'm like, oh, we had some of those things. Mm-hmm. Like, we had the 2 TVs, one for the sound, one for the picture at one time.
Like, that's just how it was, though.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh, this TV works and this one works in a different way. We put them all together.
You gotta have balance in your life. You just this does this.
Worcester is a huge city, and it has shitty parts. It has good parts. It's like if Boston went on a diet, but not like a healthy diet, like not like eating salads and working out. It's just like I'm only eating crackers.
You know, it's like I can't afford. I'm on the government, got a government card, EBT card, and we'll take what we can get. They're actually blowing up though, as far as housing though. They're actually one of the fastest growing markets because people are buying up houses because I guess they want to start flipping things over there. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of switch. Do you still go back there a lot or
for family stuff? I live out there.
Oh, to this day. Oh, so you take so you do all your shows. You drive out all the way from here.
Damn, yeah. Out there. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like, would you consider? I don't know if you still go there, but Dick Doherty's escape out there, or is it just?
I haven't performed there, but I go like last time Ryan was out there, and I think Bolger were out there. I went by to check it out. So yeah, that's in terms of like comedy spots. That's it. Every now and then, like people will put together a show and have it at a different spot. Like Frank Foley was one of the first people that paid me for comedy. He puts on shows out there every now and then.
Nice. But because you've been in the game how long? The game, yeah. It's like Worcester, man, slanging those jokes, man.
I've been slanging jokes
on the corner just to feed my daughter.
It's for all the bookers that said I never amount to nothing. I was just doing punchlines to feed my daughter.
It's all good, baby.
It was all a joke.
Why have we not been in the studio already?
Huh?
Why have we not hopped in the studio, man? We just made a song right there.
Right.
Yeah. Which brings me to what's called what are your Friday songs again? I don't do research.
# Fake Song Fridays.
Yeah, like when did all that start?
That was so Ken Reed, another Boston comedian, great comedian.
Shout out Ken Reed. Storyteller as well.
Right. He on his Instagram page, I know this was like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. He would post like vintage pictures on his Instagram. I thought that was such a cool idea because a lot of times like I'll have something to post and like I don't have a funny caption for this or there's really no point, so I wouldn't post it. But like just generating like just having stuff on your page,
putting out that content,
right. So I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. And then there was one picture that I saw that just a song, like some lyrics popped in my head when I saw it. And so I started screenshotting them as I would see them, like ones that interested me. And that went on for maybe, I don't know, months and months before I actually recorded one. So I hit up Ken, I was like, hey, I have a weird idea. Is it cool? You mind if I do it? And he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
And so do you have like a studio you work in where you chop everything up? Or
so the first one I did, I took my phone and like was listening to the beat in headphones and just sang it into the phone and then emailed it into my computer. There's a whole thing. And then after I did that, I was like, nope. So I went and bought a mic and like, so it's it's kind of like this setup, but like the next level.
Yeah.
I just like, I do the music on a program on my computer and then just record it. But it's fun.
Yeah, and so you just go down every week. You just like, okay, this is the picture I want to use this week. I'm going to write some lyrics, chop up the beat or whatever, and then just have it last. Because now Instagram you can go more than 15 seconds. So it used to be, you can do a minute. So back then you were doing a little 15
seconds. So I would have to try and fit a whole whatever I'm trying to do in the 15 seconds. So now that you can do a minute, and it's been a year since I started doing it. So every month I do a song that's a minute long. So that's just kind of, a different opportunity to make some stuff.
Were you doing that? Before? Like, were you performing? Did you do like any kind of performing arts growing up, or was it just like that's kind of cool?
Music stuff?
Yeah, music. Yeah.
I grew up singing in church, and I hated it. I didn't like singing in front of people. Now, like a lot of my jokes have singing in it, so it's weird. And then I'm doing the fake song thing. But I took piano lessons as a kid. My brother had a keyboard growing up, so I'd always go in there and mess around, make beats. In college, I discovered Fruity Loops. You know that program for making beats, and then that was from there. Like I would go on there, then go on Cool Edit and chop up samples and all this.
Oh, so do you have like a SoundCloud too that you work on, or are you just like it's just all for fun?
Yeah. Like I've produced some stuff for a couple artists, like in Worcester, but nothing.
Really, the Worcester scene isn't really popping like that.
But I didn't like. I would do beats here and there, and then just like, I'd have a computer full of beats, and then just do nothing with it.
Yeah.
The hard drive would die, and then I was like, start over.
Yeah, do something else. No, I was just saying how the Worcester scene wasn't thriving with all the artists just blowing up.
No, what do we have? Joyner Lucas. That's the most recent one.
Yeah, there's only a few. There's a few Boston cats kind of blowing up right now. Like some young, like I like what's his name. You heard of Michael Christmas?
No.
He's from Boston. He's actually pretty good. He was doing. I missed him because I was out of town. He did Boston Calling, but he's like, young cats or whatever. You look at him, he doesn't. You hear his voice and you see his face, and it doesn't look like it matches out. Yeah. But no, he's pretty good. I think he's from Roxbury, and there's some other dude, Cousin Stiz. He hangs out with. There's some other. They're kind of like. They're kind of doing shows like you can check out like their Instagrams and their Twitters. They're actually they're like the first kind of like I think rappers who are from Boston who are kind of like making a decent kind of buzz. But I do like Michael Christmas.
Okay.
No man, I know you were making beats and everything like that. But
I do like I'll get on the computer and like mess around with stuff, make a bunch of stuff, and then just not do anything for a while.
You ever think of making like a comedy kind of joke album or like a parody kind of album?
I've thought about it, and especially with Old School Game Show, I get an opportunity to do that every month. Like, so I don't know. Have you ever seen Old School?
Yeah, I've seen Old School Game. That actually doesn't be my next question, but I know of it. But
so Old School Game Show is an old trivia game show where they have kind of a storyline. All these different characters come in, and then contestants will come up and play games involving the characters. And then one of the things that they've had me doing, Ginny Nightshade and Mike D'Angelo, the producers, Caitlin Buckley is a head writer. So they have I'll do a game where I write a song and kind of describe a movie or a TV show or something in a certain style, and then the contestants have to guess. That's been fun. But if you gotta see also.
Oh no, don't you guys do it at you do it at Wonder Bar, right? Or where's it usually at?
So it's most often it's at Davis Square Theater, but now we're going to a lot of different places. Like this week, it's gonna be at Oberon, and then next week Laugh Boston. So we're doing a lot of different venues now.
Brush that shoulder off, bro. Making moves, man.
You know, it's not me at all. I'm just along for the ride. It's the people who work on that show are ridiculously talented. Like the first one I was on, I just was sitting there watching the show. I was like, oh, I'm a fan of this show. Like I know about it, but it is nothing like it in the city.
You think about hopping out of Boston area anytime soon, or are you just like, let me kick it here, get a little bit better, or is there any kind of like?
I mean, I always thought like I'm not ready yet, but you're gonna have to start over if you move anywhere anyway.
Exactly.
Unless you have some sort of credit or something, like if you did, I don't know,
JFL.
Or something.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start over anyway. So at some point I would like to, some point soon, maybe next year.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where like you start here, it's a real good place to start. But yeah, whenever you go somewhere else, it's like, well, now you gotta bring that momentum back up. Right. People have to figure out who you are and things like that.
Right.
But that's just what the game is, man. That's the life we chose. It's kind of just what it is, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you've been here all your life too, so it's like you've done shows. I'm pretty sure you've done shows in New York. Have you done any shows in L.A.?
No, I haven't been out there.
Yeah, only thing I've ever done, I did the Comedy Store in San Diego.
Yeah,
I was out visiting some friends. It's like a 3 minute kind of spot, but no, literally, it's nothing like the one on Sunset, but it's literally just this little box of a place. There's no food, there's no green room. Literally, it's just, and they sell popcorn. It's popcorn, booze, and jokes.
You sure this was the right place?
Comedy Store, no, La Jolla, San Diego.
Okay.
No, the Comedy Store on Sunset in LA.
A popcorn vendor that put up the Comedy Store sign.
It's like, yo, come on in, and we got jokes. No, literally, it's just like it's cool though, but it's literally just a no frills kind of comedy club. And I was out there visiting some friends, and when we came back, he lived not too far from it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm out here. Let me try and see if I can do something real quick. And what they do on Sundays is they have a little quick kind of like an hour-long kind of mic where like 3 minute spots, and then whoever's like the best on it gets to open up the Sunday show at 8. Like, you just do 5 minutes on whatever their Sunday show is, and I pretty much like I won, but I was like, I'm not coming back to California to do a 5. Like, one of the things was like, I was like, I pretty much like, because everyone else, like, I was in a new place. So I was like, okay, I'll do what works. Everyone else was kind of just like, they were riffing and trying to figure out. They were just working on stuff, and so pretty much like, yeah, I won, but it's like I'm not going to go back to California for 5 minutes. Yeah, for a 5 minute.
5 minutes.
Yeah, they owe me a 5 minute spot. But the thing is, I know once you go out there, you get to know the people who work there and the guys hosting it. So if I'm ever back out there, I can be like, hey, can I get on, whatever. But I mean, I feel like most shows, if you just like email ahead of time, if you're in a different town, most people will be pretty cool. Like, hey, can I get like 3 or 5 minutes here? Because at that time, I had no credits, but it's just one of those things where like, yeah, people are pretty cool. But no, it's a cool spot, and they have a dude on the side when your 3 minutes is up, he's playing the cello or something. He's like, oh no, he's a bass guitar, and so once your 3 minutes is up, he's like, bow, 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 bow,
so
bow.
it's like Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's like, bow, 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 and just like play you off, and so no, it's a cool spot, but it's just it's literally just no frills, just 2 drink minimum and popcorn. So you're gonna get fucked up because you're gonna have no food in your system. But no, I'm going out to. I have a wedding to go to in California this year, so I'm gonna try and stop by.
5 minutes.
No, I'm not. I don't have time to go down to San Diego, but I'm gonna stop by LA and try and check out some spots. Maybe I don't know if I can do time. I'm only in there for like I think 24 hours, so I'll probably just stop by the LA store and just check that out, because apparently that's the place to be right now. Like it's just, that's like the spot in LA. So I'll probably just check that out, see how that is, and then I got to go up to North Cal for this wedding. So, but dude, shit just goes on, man. But what were you thinking if you did have to go? Like where are you leaning towards?
I mean, I was always leaning towards New York just because it's close. But I don't know. I think I gotta. Just gotta figure some stuff out, Jeff. Shit, man.
My life is real, son. Options. But yeah, what's it called? I missed your. What's it called? I was gonna ask you your album recording. I was out of town for something. How did that go?
It went well. I'm happy with it. I'm still working on the editing and stuff. So hopefully, the next few weeks.
Yeah, and you did like 2 or 3 runs.
Nights. 2 nights.
You did 2 nights.
It's I don't know how you are with stuff, but like I'll always never be happy with like this stuff. It's like it always, as soon as I record it, like the next day somebody gave me like, oh, what if you said this, or what if you explained this part? I was like,
Is that just like you feel like you're a perfectionist by nature, or is it just?
I don't know. As soon as I'm done with anything, I'm just like, I don't like it. Like a lot of the songs, those fake songs, like I don't want to listen to it. I don't like it.
You got people in your camp. Cause I know a lot of comics, they always have like, I say a partner, but everyone kind of has like that. Oh, that's my boy. What do you think of this? Do you run things by people, or you just kind of just go solo with it? Like, this is what it is. I'm gonna throw it out here.
I started to do that now. Like, I did one of the. I'm trying to figure out which name. Comic versus Comic. The Sean Sullivan's.
Those battles.
Thing.
Yeah.
So I did it against 2 guys from Worcester, Sean Conley and Doug Burton. So we all went against each other, and then preparing for that, like 2 of us would meet and write about the other one, and then we would like, kind of do. So I've met up with them a couple of times to just like talk about stuff, and then like sometimes Tawana, I'll ask him like, hey, I'm trying to figure something out. So there are some people that I'll ask, or they'll come up after the show and say like, oh, what do you if you tried this? But I've never, I don't know, that's something else that I want to start doing.
Yeah, because I feel like that's kind of how people, when they have like a partner, you can be like, okay, is this good? We can play this off each other. Like, I've kind of noticed, like, I don't have some comics they have like that's my boy, that's my bestie, or whoever you work with, and they just do shows together and bounce off ideas. But I mean, I think it's probably beneficial when writing.
Oh, absolutely. You
can just like hang out, like what we're doing right now. We're having a conversation. I'm sure plenty of bits can come out of this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know anyone who I just consistently let's just hang out and just talk a bunch of shit and try and figure something out. But I feel like a lot of times those are the most successful, those partnerships.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I gotta start doing, because I'm the type of person who's like, all right, I have this thing, I'm gonna go do it. I don't want anyone to see it before I do it, which is it's like you're not gaining anything from that. You're just keeping your perspective on it. You can get someone else's perspective, and then a lot of times someone will come up with something like, I would have never thought of that ever. My mind would have never gone to that point.
Yeah, because I get that like, after shows. Like after you try something, it's like, how about you say this instead? And you're like, oh shit, that actually does work out. And so, no, it's just good to bounce things off people. But Worlds is fucking crazy though, dude. Like, Worlds is fucking insane, man. Like, is it even worth voting this year? Like, should we even vote? I don't even know, man. Like, these is the world ready for a white president? Is I guess what I'm really asking. Like, what do you choose right now, man? Like, who do you choose?
I don't know.
That's tough, man. I know this. Like, I mean, and the thing is, like, I've only been voting for maybe 2 or 3 terms. I've never seen shit like this. It's just like it's exhausting.
But it's just like I've never seen an election season, if that's even what you call it.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Election season, where it's just like
it's like winter, fall, and bullshit.
You hear the shit that people say, you're like, really?
Yeah.
You know, really? Especially nowadays, where you could see everything, you could hear, you could find everything. Like, you really? The thing that astonished me was the Melania Trump's speech. That was basically Michelle Obama's speech. It's like, how does that happen?
Well, my thing is like and here's the thing. My take is, I know she didn't write it. I don't care if she wrote it. I don't care if Michelle wrote what she wrote. My thing is, how do you have people on staff dumb enough to take that much from a speech? I'm just talking about the people you're working with. I don't care who wrote whatever. I'm just saying, how do you have people on staff who are that dumb to be like, yeah, this will be cool?
That had to be a malicious thing who someone is like against, because there's no way. Or like, you know, both of these sides are working together to make one person look better and one person look worse. So they just like orchestrate. It's like the WWE.
So you think it's an inside job though?
Could be the WWE. Like, all right, this is going to be the heel. This is going to be the pretty boy or whatever, the baby face, whatever you call the people in wrestling. Yeah. So you have, I don't know.
But do you think that's people were saying before? It's like because
there's no way someone wrote that. Someone who was like, I can't imagine someone being pro Trump and then writing that and be like, yeah, she should say this.
No, but I'm saying, do you think? And it's kind of like the rumor that the Clintons put Trump in there and he's throwing it like he's throwing the fight. It's like
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It would be one of the smartest moves of all time.
I love America. My name's Nick Chambers. Anything you guys need, I'll do for you. Don't come after me. Don't look at my taxes.
I just can't wait for November because that was the craziest thing I heard. You heard what Giuliani said this week, right?
Oh, there's never been a
like when I heard that, I was like, yo, I'm just done. Like I'm just like,
you know what? I'm done. I can't respect anything that man says because I've seen his bottom row of teeth, and he does not give a fuck about that bottom row of teeth.
But it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, literally, you can say anything. You can say anything. You can lie. You can just bullshit. Like, politics aren't about the truth. It's not about public service. It's like, why do we have this anymore? Like, why do we not have a day off when we vote? Like, voting's sacred. It's like, why do we vote on a fucking Tuesday for? Why don't we vote on Saturday when everyone can go? Like, it's just, I just feel like it's the system's broken.
It's sketchy.
The system's totally broken. And
I love America. Don't come for me.
Dude, man, your skin's brown, man. No one's coming for us, man. Nothing for anything important.
What do you mean? I thought
no.
They'll definitely come for us.
Anything important.
Come for us first.
Anything important.
Oh, okay.
We're not movers and shakers by any standard.
Yes, we are. This could be the podcast that inspires the next civil rights leader. Don't say that shit. He was just about to rise up, and then he said, "Oh, they don't come for us for anything important." You're right, podcast.
Yes, we can. Friends with words. Yes, we can. But no, dude, I'm just like I'm so uninspired. Like I've never been this uninspired in life. I'm so skeptical.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's the whole. I don't know. I don't trust a lot of things about it.
I've definitely been considering moving out of this country.
Really?
Yeah, like not because like the whole I'm gonna go to Canada. It's just like it's just a bunch of bullshit, man. Like I'm looking at what's that really peaceful fucking place in Europe? What people saying Finland or whatever? What's that place that just has like everyone has free college or
Sweden?
Sweden, yeah. I mean, I'll stick the fuck out like a sore thumb, but still, man, it's just I'm not gonna get shot.
You don't know that. You say to stick out. They don't know what you are.
Yeah, they're peaceful. They're like, oh, I've never seen that before. You know, those are new, but you know. But still, it's just like, it's just like, and everyone just takes like, I don't know.
Everyone's Switzerland.
Is it Switzerland?
I don't know.
That might be too cold, though.
I don't know which one it is.
I don't know.
I don't want to be wrong on this podcast.
I got to find a healthy medium. But no, it's just like you can just lie. You don't have to tell the truth. And people are just rigging the election. Like, was it Hillary was rigging the election against Bernie? And it's just like, is anything the truth? And I get it. I mean, like, the president's just a figure, too. It's just a puppet. I mean, he can't do whatever he wants, but it's just, I think we give it too much weight. You know, where it's like the leader of the free world. Like, this is the most powerful person in the world. Like, not really. But we say that we're the greatest country. It's like, if you tell someone they're great all the time, they're gonna say. Like, I think America's like a spoiled child. Every day you're the greatest nation. We're the great. Like, not really. Like we owe people mad money. Like,
and apologies.
Money.
Apologies. Like, we owe mad people apologies.
And the fact that America is like, it's looked down on. Admitting our faults. Like, what's it called? People are getting mad at Obama because he was apologizing for the internment camps. The Japanese people. It's like, what is wrong with apologizing? Like, he was weak. He said he was sorry for locking up innocent people. I'm like, what's the problem with that? We fucked up.
No battle.
I don't know. I don't get it. It's just like I don't know.
This
man.
country's the greatest country of all time. My name's Nick Chambers. Don't look at my taxes.
Everything is good. Don't audit me. Oh man. But yeah, even what was it called? You've been watching the Olympics lately?
No, this is the first year where I just didn't.
Just mailed it in.
I didn't pay attention. I watched like Usain Bolt's races, just clips on you. That's the thing. Like now. I could just go on Instagram or whatever and watch this little thing of whatever, and then I'm done.
You don't have to watch it, yeah.
Like before, you'd have to sit in front of the TV. You don't know what's coming up. You know, just swimming or skating or whatever the fuck. You're not sure. But now,
you just
you
watch
go
it
on World Star and see the one event that you want to see.
Speaking of races, you hear what they had? You see, people are mad at Ellen now.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's the PC police though, but.
I think it's a stress, but also I don't really like Ellen that much anyway.
So so you rather just be like, you know what, fuck Ellen.
No, I think.
Are you just mad you didn't come up with Dan Daniel first and you didn't get your Vans? Is that what it really is?
Okay, this is my problem with that. I'm glad you brought that up. Jay-Z quoted that kid in a song. Jay-Z, that little boy could go around for the rest of his life. Jay-Z, one of the greatest rappers of all time. Quoted him.
Cheer.
He quoted him.
Yes. It blew up, man.
He quoted him.
Yeah, the song with Pusha. I know the one you're talking about, yeah.
I don't even...
I know the song you're talking about.
Is it off of the
Drug Dealers Anonymous. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I heard that, I was like...
But the thing is, like, that's what it really is like, that's why people share so much online, whereas you can throw something out there, and it might blow up, and, like, you can get... Because all that really is, so if you guys don't know, the damn Daniel, it's a silly fucking, 15-second video of a kid talking about his Vans, Snapchat about his Vans, and what Ellen did, pretty much, was brought him on TV, and we're going to give you Vans for life, and what that really is just marketing. If you come on and say, hey, I'm going to give you these shoes... What it really is like it's a brand now. So when that kid walks around, he has more Vans, and then people say, "Oh, I want Vans
even
too."
Just like I'm sure their sales went up just from that whole.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people will buy the shoes probably as a joke, so they could say like, "Oh, I'm wearing the white Vans."
But that's what what's it called? Jordan was the first one to be like, "You're a brand. Like, just wear this." Because then Jay-Z figured out, I'll have my own sneakers, and so and so. Like Drake has his own line of Jordans, and it's just like people are billboards. If you're popping, I'll throw this on you, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, he has that, so I'm gonna buy that now."
Kevin Hart has a shoe deal.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart has his own sneaker.
Yeah.
Rick Ross had a sneaker at one point, and then
did he? Yeah, did he lost it?
Oh yeah, because he talked about raping a woman in his sleep, and that's frowned upon by fucking everybody.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how comfortable the sneakers are. I'll be raping people in these. But that's the thing, is like no one cared. But it's so funny. Like they got mad about the rape, but they don't care that all his lyrics are about selling drugs. It's cool to sell drugs, but you better not.
Well, yeah, you need comfortable footwear when you're flipping them pies.
Same, man. Bricks is heavy. But no, it's just funny how they...
Good thing I got my Reeboks on. Yeah. This Pyrex, Reeboks,
Roadside. But no, it's just funny. It's like it's all bullshit. Like, it's like they only care until people won't buy it.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, aside from it being fucking appalling, like if everyone was cool with it, they'd be like, I guess this is our new theme song now.
Well, the thing is, like, if the more famous you are, the more shit you can get away with too. Like, Kanye
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Kanye's a genius, but he's out of his mind.
Genius.
Well, no.
Genius.
Musically. That last album was kind of whatever, though. I give it to you. That last album was a little.
Let's save that word.
But it's popular. I was talking about some of my friends.
Now, and don't get me wrong, I am a Kanye fan from the fucking I'm Good mixtape, like way, way back. But, genius, I don't know.
Actually, I'll take it back. I'll say, because you know the problem.
He's good at making music.
I was having this conversation with someone before. Being popular is way better than being good. And I'm not just talking about music. I'm not talking about being an athlete. Like, right now, it's all about being popular. It's not about being talented. If a lot of people know your name and you have brand recognition, you don't really have to be as talented. Like, say you're kind of like
Selena Gomez.
Huh?
Selena Gomez. She sucks. She's real bad at singing.
Bam, 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 bam. Shots fired.
No, I'm being serious. Like, she's not. I don't think Janet Jackson is a great singer
anymore. Well,
she was never a great singer.
Yeah, I like the anger in your face. If only people could see this right now. Nick Chambers is fucking furious.
I'm being serious. Like, she's a legend. Don't get me wrong, but she like if you put up Lauryn Hill and or Erykah Badu, just any one of these.
Oh yeah, as far as ability,
actual singers, like singing ability, Janet Jackson can't come close.
And it's true, and you know why? Because her brother was the most famous dude on the planet. I mean, that's the same thing too. It's like
Michael Jackson wasn't even that great a singer.
You better walk. You better moonwalk that back. That dude was a fucking genius, but he was a weirdo. And the thing is, and that just kind of proves the point. You can be being that talented, and he was that weird. And everyone's like, yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
like that's how you know when you're talented. You can be that weird, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
Thriller.
Yeah, but no, you don't have to really be. You really don't have to be talented.
Yeah,
if you're popping,
seems to fill in for a lot of people in terms of lack of talent.
So we just got to find a way to write like one good joke, you and me, and then we'll take over this.
We make a Vine that gets popular enough. We booking shows all over the world.
Pretty much, like we're the next guys, man. But that's really what it is. If you find lightning in a bottle, you just blow up.
Like I go through, I just got put Vine back on my phone, and just like I'll find someone who's like does something that I liked, and I'll go back in their profile and just see like, all right, what else were they doing to see kind of what, and I don't know. I feel like for like Vine or things like that, you had to get in there early, because if you come in there now,
it doesn't matter.
Chances of you becoming popular like slim to none. Nobody really cares about that now.
You on that Snapchat?
I go on there. I don't do anything. I've sent out like 3.
Yeah.
That's it. Like my thing is like I try and put stuff together too much. Like, and that should be like, if you're performing, you should be putting shows on it. Like, at least that's what I think. Like, you should just be showing what you're doing, and just constantly have something on there so people can look and be like, all right, if people wanted to.
I don't know. I'm the opposite. I can't do it though. I don't think. But part of it is me is like I don't like showing my hand. Like I don't like constantly showing what I'm doing, where I'm at. That's just me personally. It was like I prefer my space. I really just prefer my space.
I feel the same way, but at the same time, like I've noticed. Like, this is gonna sound like ego shit, but like people will treat me a certain way just because they haven't seen that I'm doing stuff. And at some point, you have to be like, all right, I don't like doing it, but at some point, I feel like you have to be like, all right, these are the things that I've done, these are the things that I'm doing, these are the things that I can do. So, so you can see, you know what I mean? So like I started on like Instagram, if I'm every now and then I get to film something, so I'm like, all right, I have to post a picture or something just so there's some evidence of what I'm doing.
Being busy, yeah.
Because like I got to film a movie like 2 years ago, and I wish I had like taken pictures on set or something just to, because I don't have any of that now.
And if it's not online, it never happened.
That's true. This is true.
You didn't do it at all.
You know what? Daniel and his fucking bands, everyone knows that. Nobody knows what I did.
Exactly. And you worked a lot harder than Daniel did.
I don't know about that. He put up at least 6 consecutive Snapchats. I haven't done that.
That's like a year's work right
there. Exactly. You know how long it would take me to compose 6 Snapchats?
But I don't think. Yeah, but the thing is, it's part of people too, where we don't have long attention spans. Mm-hmm. It's always just like, oh, what's going on? What's new?
Yep.
We'll get real pissed about something, and it's like, all right, what's the new thing to be mad about, or what's the new poppin' thing? And that's kind of the bad part about social media, whereas it's just everywhere. Where a lot of people don't unplug or just step out of the system for a bit. Mm-hmm. They're just always in it. And it's like, no, just take a step out. There's more things happening. But if
there are more things happening, I'll know because they're in the system.
Exactly.
They'll present them to me.
If I leave the Matrix, how the fuck am I gonna know what's happening? All right.
I don't want to be wearing ripped up clothes unplugged.
The Kanye line, you mean?
What's that?
The Kanye West line? Yeah, his clothing line is like, this is like, live in the Matrix.
That's a genius, Jeff. That dude.
No, I meant musically. I know, like, by far, he makes good music, but I do not listen to what he says at all.
What do you? Oh,
like what he says outside of music, I don't care what his opinions are on things. It's just like he's kind of slipping a little now. It's just one of those things where. And the thing is, Hollywood will do that to you. Just like being in Southern California, it's not a normal place. That's why Chappelle lives in Ohio. Like he knows that it is a weird kind of place, and it's all about image.
Like, and it's one thing. I remember reading an article about this or something. Like when you reach, maybe it was like Bill Burr or something. It's like. Someone was saying something like, these people, they're not crazy. They just have unlimited access and resources to things. Yeah,
it's not a normal life. Like, I think people don't... Look, I'm the furthest thing from famous, but I think I understand fame where most people don't. They think, oh, you're famous, you got money, you can do whatever you want, that's great. But it's the opposite because you can actually do less. Like, people don't understand when you're famous... Like, Michael Jordan can't just go to New York and just walk down the street.
Right.
Like, that just can't happen. So if you're famous, you have to be in, you're got your own private driver, you got a car, you can't walk down the street, you can't pump your own gas. You're kind of just, you have everything, but you have nothing. And people don't understand you're not a normal person. You can't just, like, go to the movies and just sit by yourself. People are going to take pictures of you. You go to dinner. Mm-hmm. Flashing lights everywhere you go. It's like, it's not... You lose.
Right.
You gain a lot of money, but you lose your humanity, and you also, when you go around, no one keeps it 100 with you. Like, no one's gonna be like, oh, hey, they're gonna just mob you because you're famous. No one's gonna treat you like a normal person, and you don't understand where people are coming from. Right. So you're never gonna get a genuine person speaking to you anymore.
It's probably rare that you have people in the same circles as you that are down to earth or have not been tainted by that same system. Like, it's rare that you're gonna run into a person who's like, hey, okay, yeah, I also have, $20 million, but chill out a little bit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
but you're never gonna be in the same circles. Like, I remember what's his name was talking about. Joe Rogan was talking about when he was hanging out with Chappelle. Chappelle was like, hey, you want to come to this party? It was like Naomi Campbell was having some party with like Lenny Kravitz and Chappelle and Rogan was like, yeah, I'll come check out the party. It was like some special thing. You type in a code and go to this like rooftop thing in like Hollywood. And it's just like fucking weird because these people are in a bubble. Like once you hit I have $100 million, you can only hang out with other $100 million motherfuckers. You can't hang out with, once you get to this level, you can't mingle with other normal people. And then once you do that for a couple of years, you're just fucked up yourself because you don't understand what it's like to be a regular person. And so fame kind of changes you. Like people, like when I started doing comedy, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be famous. You do this," and it's like, kind of scares me a little bit. It's just like you're not ever gonna be the same person. You're gonna be the same person, but people aren't gonna treat you like the same person. Right. And so fame, more people should fear fame than adore it. Is what I'm saying, pretty much. People should be a little weary of fame. I know you want it. I know we're struggling artists, but at the same time, it's like have some balance.
Notice I don't even want fame. I don't think I want fame. I just want to be able to do this stuff that I want to do, and no one's gonna
Yeah. You want to have what you want to have is you want to have fuck you money is pretty much where it's like, hey Nick, you got to go, make this report for me. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna hang out.
In my mind, my dream is like I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I want to work on this thing, and that's what I work on.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to work on this thing, and then I don't do it.
Yeah. And I want to wake up around like 10:45, 11.
No, I'll get up early. I'll get if the cost of me having that is getting up at 7:30, I'll be up at 7:30. Yeah. But I don't know. I would like to get to a point where, like Seinfeld. If Seinfeld wanted to just drive around in cars and get coffee, he's at a point where he can just do that. Now, granted, he put in a lot of work and built everything up to where he has it, but I don't know.
I just see that show with you. Huh? Hi, I'm Nick Chambers. This is Comedians in Cars having coffee. I'd watch that show.
I don't drink coffee, so it has to be like pineapple juice or something. And then I get
some Caribbean shit.
Pineapple juice.
Comedians in Cars. This is Nick Chambers.
Today I'm here with Cat Williams. I'm getting my leg cut off because I have too much sugar.
Comedians drinking mango juice. No, well, that's the thing with Seinfeld is they'll never have that again, where someone will blow up that big from a TV show and just chill. I don't think that's not possible anymore because there's too many options now.
It seems like everything is based on you having a fan base already. Mm-hmm. Like there are people who are popular on like King Batch, this dude off of.
I know him. Yeah.
He has a show in development or something like. He just do the show because it's on Vine.
Well, I respect. Well, he at least does. He does stand up too. So I give him. Well, I give him more respect than some people who just do. There's a difference between just doing little Snapchats.
I would like to know which came first.
The Vines came first.
Okay.
The Vines definitely came first. But I'm saying like.
Have you seen him do stand up?
Yeah, I've seen him do a few stand up. I mean, it's not. It's whatever. But I mean, it's. I respect the fact that he actually does it because there's plenty of people who will just do their 15-second kind of thing, and it's very different from controlling an audience, which is a talent.
I would like to see if he didn't come with and not even just him, just people who are in that similar position, like to come without if you came without a fan base already. People who are like on your side already, you have to win over a crowd. Like I wonder.
I mean, even Seinfeld was talking about that before, where when you come out and you're famous, they'll give you they'll be happy for the first minute and a half, and then it's like, what do you got? You know, like you'll come out and they'll just be so happy to see you, and then after like a minute and a half of just being overwhelmed by the fact that you're in their presence, they'll be like, okay, what do you got? Like make me laugh. But I mean, my thing too is like I can't tell anybody, they can't make money. At the end of the day, I respect anybody's right to get paid. Like even what's that corny comedian, fucking Jeff Foxworthy, who sells the Golden Corral thing. It's like, yeah, that's a really kind of shitty gig you got, but you got a gig, dude. You got a commercial.
That's part of the thing.
I can't hate on you, dude. I can't hate.
That's part of the thing that leads to like he has money from that, so he doesn't have to worry about the day-to-day stuff. So he's like, all right, I want to go and make an art film about rednecks or whatever.
I doubt that's gonna happen. It's like I'm gonna give these people colon cancer, and then I'm gonna go do what I want to do. But it's like my thing is like if you got a job and you got an audience, I mean, no matter how corny it is, or what's his name, the cable guy, comedian, whatever. And it's like yeah, it's all corny and it's very like specific to a certain demographic. But if you're getting a check, dude, get your check, man. Yeah. I can't hate on anybody getting paid.
No, and that me talking about like King Batch, that's not hate.
No,
because he found a way to turn his abilities into a lucrative career, and that's great.
But yeah,
I can only aspire to have that.
What's your kind of? I mean, like, because everyone has their own ideas of making it. I guess like what you're making it would just be like I get to, write for a show. I get my check. I do a little bit of stand up, and I can live comfortably. That's pretty much.
I would just like to be like producing things that I like and get paid for it. Like I would love to do comedy like that's
and live comfortably, like where it's like all my bills are paid. Right. I don't have to worry about.
Right.
I'm not stressing out. Like I know the check.
Government's not checking my stuff. Hey, leave me alone, guys. I love America. Don't look into anything. Nick Chambers is my real name.
Social security number. Serial number. But yeah, that's the same thing with me. It's like people are just like, oh yeah, you're gonna be famous. You're gonna do this. Like, no, it's not. For me, it's not about what I'm doing. It's about what I don't want to do. Like, you don't want to be sitting around in the office.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's about what we don't want to do.
It's easy for me to say, like, people say, like, what do you want to do in this kind of... I'm like, I don't know, stand-up's cool, but I can tell you exactly the jobs I don't want to have. Yeah. Easy.
It more kind of just hit me kind of unexpectedly. But yeah, what was your first set like? Like, how did that kind of happen? Like, was it just like a dare, or you're just like, oh, they got a mic in town, let me just, fuck around and just have a good time?
So a friend of mine, I was working retail, and a friend, like, I would be on the phone, like, at work, just talking to a friend for hours.
Yeah.
Just
sounds like retail to me.
Yeah. So I would always joke about, like, oh, I'm gonna go do stand up. I'm gonna go up there. I'm not gonna have anything written down. I'm just gonna go do it. And then I was gonna. This was I think my 24th birthday. I was gonna be out in Boston. So I was like, you know what? Let me check and see if there's a place where I can. Now I knew nothing about the scene or anything, so I just Googled like an open mic, and I found a place. I called, and they told me, oh, we're full. I was like, oh, damn. So I think later, like it was like 2 days before I was gonna be out here in Boston, I called back. I was in Sam's Club with my mom.
That's how old this shit is, guys.
So I asked again, like, oh, someone just dropped out, so you can go. I was like, all right, cool.
This is a mic or this is a show?
It was a bringer.
Bringer show, yeah.
So, but to me, I'm like, I'm on the show.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
So I went up there, and it went. If it didn't go well, you and I would not know each other. I would have stopped. I would have never done it again. Because, like I said before, like, you tell a joke that doesn't go up, you got it.
Yeah, and that's the exact same thing happened to me. I was like, people told me since, I want to say, like, late middle school, early high school, like, hey, you should be funny, do a show or whatever. And I was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Because I've never done any kind of, like, I've never been on stage or whatever. And so what they did was they were just like, I found a mic when I moved to Somerville, and then, like, I went to a few shows, threw me on. I had 2 weeks to get some stuff written, and it just went well. And so...
See, I didn't even do that.
Oh, you just went on?
So I had a completely different idea, and I wish I could get back to what that idea was of stand-up. Like, it was a certain, like, I would try stuff out and it's completely different from how I talk. It was just like a weird, like, calculation in my mind. Then I watched Kevin Hart's special, Grown Little Man, and the way he was joking, I was like, oh, that's how I joke around with my friends, like. Just the cadence, like the way he was, I was like, oh, so it changed the way I thought about doing stand-up. Yeah. And from then I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. And then, like, on the way up, I watched Russell Brand's, I forget which special. Yeah.
And he's way smarter than people give him credit for. Like, he's a really smart guy, but
I would give him genius. Like,
he's very intelligent, and like the things that he did were very silly, but he's a very intelligent person.
Like there's a video of him. He was in the Tempest. They did the Tempest with Alfred Molina and Helen Mirren. This was I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago, and then he's improvising as damn, what's the name of this character? I forget the character he played, but he's improvising.
Yeah. Like,
how do you improvise Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Like, he's
anyway. Yeah. He's actually very. I think people get kind of misconstrued about him because, like, he did very silly kind of things as far as the movies he did, but he's way more intelligent than he gets credit for. I was going to ask you before we head out too, but I gotta get this too, and so it's a question I was asking before. When you do some of your material, like, do you find sometimes, I don't know if it's just you or living in Boston, but sometimes people think it's a weird kind of shift. It's either your material is either too black or not black enough, and you have to, like, when you're writing, you're doing things for a show, it's just like, how do you give this to an audience? Like, some people are like, oh, that's just not, you're not acting black enough here. It's like, whoa, that's a little too aggressive. We can't relate to it. Like, how do you kind of find balance when you're writing?
When I first started, I made a conscious decision, like, I'm not going to do any material about race, because in my mind, I grew up watching, like, Comic View and all that stuff, so it's a very specific way that they would talk about race. And even before I had, like, the words to describe it, I was like, that's hacky. Like I wouldn't say hack it, but in my mind, I'm like, everybody does that. It's corny. I don't like it. Just that kind of sound. Like black people do this. You know, a white boy came in here, like that kind of way. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. And then, like the first couple of months, I was doing open mics and stuff. Like things would happen that involved race, and I was like, oh, it's something that's happening in my life. Like I kind of have to talk about it. I have to figure out a way to do it. So I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever, at least not to my face, said like it's not black enough or whatever. Yeah. But anybody who would say that? I don't think they would be an authority.
No, not at all. But
I
mean, like I'm saying, when you do shows for like a black audience, you're just like, well, I'm not feeling that. He wasn't relating to me. I don't mean like other comics. I meant like an audience.
Audience?
Yeah, an audience.
I haven't done. I don't know that I've done like a. I can't even say that. Yeah. I was gonna say like I don't think I've done many shows where there's like a black audience, but I've done shows where it's quote unquote so-called
urban, an urban environment.
I don't know. I think because if you just find like people can relate.
Oh no, they can relate to everything, but it's one of those things where like I've done shows with both groups, and it's like sometimes it's one of those things where, like how well does your material travel? Because you want to make sure it's something that everyone kind of gets into, and you want to find that, which I think that's what being funny really is. Like, how can you have some material that everyone can kind of relate to, and everyone kind of has that same perspective?
I think, and let me preface everything that I'm saying. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, I have no idea. This is just things that I'm thinking of now. And I lost what I was about to say. It was about to be good too. Before
I was getting ready, and I was like, you know what, kids, stay in school. Don't be like me.
No, this is what it was. Like I think you can take an experience. It's possible for someone to take an experience that not everyone has and explain it in a way that you can kind of put yourself there. You know what I mean?
Exactly, or at least I guess like preference it and then kind of drop them into how you're feeling instead of just making it. They don't have to have that same experience, right. But you can if you frame it and paint that picture a way where they can understand it, it's just as good.
Right, like Richard Pryor, like all the greats, anyone who's great, they find a way to, especially people who talk about race, they find a way to set it up so you can kind of, get yourself there too. Like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. We're just throwing words together.
That's why I don't like doing podcasts, because then afterwards, like I'll feel strongly about something, and then as soon as I say it, I'm like, but do you really believe that?
Yeah. Well, I'll preface in the beginning, I'm like, this is Nick Chambers. This nigga is dumb as shit, all right? What you about to hear for this next hour, take none of this seriously, all right? So I'll have that, in the beginning. I'll have a little disclaimer. So, therefore, there'll be no liability. This nigga's clueless.
Listen to this dumb motherfucker talk for 60 minutes.
Exactly, man. I don't know how you're going to get through it, but just so you know, it's kind of like those wordings where it's just like, kids don't grow up to be like Nick Chambers.
You just play back certain parts of shit that I say. Listen to this dumb shit.
I'm going to edit the shit out of this. Be like, get ready for it in 3, 2, 1.
I asked this dude a simple question. Listen to his dumbass response.
You've been listening for years, apparently. That's all this show really is, though.
You just add in like sound clips. Like, say what?
Bam, 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 bam. But now, before we hop up out of here, Mr. Chambers, can you please tell people, websites, Twitter, where can we find you at, and
sure.
What's kind of coming up next for you?
Website Chambers Comedy, Instagram and Twitter Chambers Comedy @Chambers Comedy.
Very nice.
I run a monthly show with Al Park called Something Big at Davis Square Theater, soon to be called the Rockwell.
Oh, nice. They're changing that?
They just put out the official whatnot earlier this week. I hope.
Yeah.
If not, you gotta cut that out.
The Rockwell. Seems like a way worse name than the Davis Square Theater.
Hey, you know what? I love America. I love the Rockwell, if that's even the name of it.
Nick Chambers loves the country that stole him and his ancestors.
My family's from Jamaica, so
okay.
British. We're more upset with the British.
Same people. Come on
now. So it's a monthly show at Davis Square Theater. We're bringing people from New York. Next couple months, we're going to be recording some great guys' albums. Orlando Baxter's recording the album there. Corey Rodriguez is there in September. Sean Sullivan.
Nice. Very good dudes.
And also, The Dope Show is another monthly show I do with Sean Connolly at the Elks Lodge. It's stand-up, and then we have like a cast that does like different characters and sketches and stuff. Also, at the Comedy Connection out in Rhode Island.
Very nice.
I have a show that is similar to The Dope Show called Caller ID. The next one is October 20th.
Very nice.
So the next October 20th for Caller ID at the Rhode Island Comedy Connection. The next Something Big is September 15th at Davis Square Theater. Old School Game Show. When is this out?
It's going to probably come out within the next week or so. But yeah, we'll get all these dates to everybody. But yeah, if you want to see this dumb motherfucker
say something, not even organized with his dates.
Say some nonsensical shit. This nonsensical shit, man.
Old School Game Show, August 19th and 26th. The 19th is at Oberon. The 26th is at Laugh Boston. So Chambers Comedy, you can find all this stuff, but those are the some shows that I'm excited about coming up. Where are you gonna be?
Oh, where am I gonna be? I'm actually gonna be at Nick's Comedy Stop featuring for Corey Manning on Friday and Saturday this weekend. It was the 19th and 20th, and so I'll be doing a bunch of shit. I mean, I'm still finding my way as a young pup in this comedy game, but no, it's all fun stuff. But I've been Jay Smitty. This has been Nick Chambers. Thank you guys for listening to Friends with Word podcast. Please be safe. Peace and love.